Not long ago, we talked about a police officer in Ohio who was captured on body cam footage releasing a canine police dog to maul a suspect who already had their hands in the air. The update on that is that the cop has now thankfully been fired. Ryan Speakman, an officer for the Circleville Police Department, has been terminated from that position effective immediately, the department announced. They said Speakman's action during the review of his canine apprehension of suspect Jadarrius Rose on July 4th show that Officer Speakman did not meet the standards and expectations we hold for our police officers. We showed you at the time the video footage. There was a bunch of cops surrounding Jadarrius, who was hands in the air, no weapon, no threat. One of the police officers was yelling repeatedly, "Do not release the dog," for what felt like 30 to 40 seconds. And then Speakman released the dog who bit Jadarrius. Totally needless. It is just one of many needless uses of dogs like that, both by police officers in the field as well as in like prisons and jails as well. So good to see this at least. Thankfully people focused on this story. They made it national news. If not for that, would the person have been fired? I don't know, Nina. I don't know.
No, probably not, John. I mean, this is a sickness, and obviously this officer, let's call it what it is sick. There is a history in this country, particularly when it comes to Black people, of law enforcement sicking their dogs on them just because they marching in the streets for freedom and liberation. So I am not surprised here. Glad that this person has been fired. Now this person should be charged.
Yeah, you would think that, like, if I sicked my dog on well, my dog's a Chihuahua, so maybe it would be okay. But if someone with a larger dog sicks their dog on someone, it would probably rise to just more than losing your job. We'll have to see. By the way, I see people in the audience who might not be familiar with the initial story asking why he had been stopped. The story is that he was supposed to pull over for some sort of inspection and refused to, and there was a brief chase or something. I don't know. That's what the police are saying at this point. We will see as this proceeds. For right now, I also want to let you know we had previously talked about an officer in Colorado that put a woman in a police car that was parked on train tracks. It was then hit by a train, injuring the woman, who thankfully miraculously survived. That trial is now ongoing. Jordan Steinke is the police officer being prosecuted for criminal attempt to commit manslaughter, a felony, reckless endangerment, and third-degree assault. Those last two are both misdemeanors. She is saying that she did not know that the police car was parked on train tracks, saying that there was no visual indication. There were reflective signs on both cases. Body cam footage shows the tracks underneath her feet as she's walking around. She says it was too dark, and you cannot disregard a risk that you're not aware is there. So she is saying that she should not be punished for this, but bear in mind, a woman was hit by a train as a result of her actions. What do you think about that?
Psychological evaluations. They need to do this for these police officers. I'm not even trying to be slick with this, John. Before they enter a psychological evaluation, and throughout their career, a psychological evaluation. This is a bunch of BS, and this officer knows it. She put this woman's life in danger. She put other people's life in danger, and it was just a callous disregard. That's it, and that's all. So hopefully there will be some justice that comes out of this, but that the woman that was hit, her life will be forever changed.
Yeah,
will never go back to normal. But psychological evaluations for these folks.
Yeah, and to be clear, I can't speak for everyone, but it wasn't my belief when we initially reported on that she did it intentionally. I don't care if it was, well, I mean, if it was intentional, then that's worse. But the fact that you did it like that, there has to be punishment. You can be punished. Maybe this is gonna blow her mind. You can be punished for doing things that have disastrous consequences that you didn't do intentionally, because sometimes actions require consequences. Anyway, people are also saying that in the first case, Jadarrius had a missing mud flap. I had not previously seen that reporting, but thank you to the member of our audience who said that.